Yes, I got you, Coach. All right, Eric Olen joins us here on another night in the Mountain West, fresh off of his team's 70-64 victory. Coach, thanks for joining us. What a game. You know, you guys controlled the first 16 minutes, and then the second half, they made you work for it. What was the main thing that really kind of flipped the script there early in the second half when the Lopes worked their way back in?
Yeah, I didn't love the way we closed the first half. I thought we made some really, I don't know if they're uncharacteristic given how we played last week, but certainly some mistakes from us down the end of the first half. Didn't manage the end of it well. Had some rotational errors and some bad fouls that allowed them to close it on like 7-0 or 9-2 or something going into half. And then in the second half, I just thought their physicality on the ball really bothered us. We weren't able to get it moving the same way. Like in the first 16 minutes or most of the first half, we felt like our ball movement was really hurting them. We were able to get in the paint, spray it. We got great looks from the perimeter, and guys were knocking them down. And I just thought their aggressiveness and their physicality flipped the game.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They were definitely in your grill a little bit there in the second half. You got some open looks in the first half, not so much in the second half. On the other side of the coin, offensively, they seem to take a much more aggressive approach in the second half. I was just talking about this by myself, really attacking the basket. That gave you guys some fits. They got some downhill drivers. What did you see there that was different? Was it your guys kind of backing off a little bit? Was it just them being more aggressive when they kind of, really took it to you in the paint?
Yeah, I mean, so they made a good adjustment. I thought we did a really nice job when in dealing with the ball screen, right? A lot of middle ball screen from them. I thought our guys did a nice job beating ball screens, getting some of those mid-range. Like I thought our contest level was really good in the first half, and they went away from that and they put their five down in the dunker spot and really just went at us one-on-one. It is adjustment for us. Their spacing was good. We weren't able to shrink the floor the way we would have liked, and then so we gave up some straight line drives and put our bigs in difficult situations and then. Even when we were in position, not every vertical contest was great. And then on some of the good ones, I can remember a couple from Williams that he finished through pretty good contests. Yep. Like those good plays. They got good players, especially getting to the basket. More Henley and Williams are a handful. So we tried a little zone late in the game, and that sort of slowed them down a little bit, and we were able to get just enough stops to get out of here.
Absolutely. So I think a key play in the game that's not going to probably be discussed a lot is when you made that challenge. There's probably about 5 minutes left. You only have one timeout. So if you lose that challenge, you're out of timeouts for the last 5 minutes. You challenged one the other night, and it didn't go your way. Take me through that process there. Who's telling you what on the bench to go challenge it? Because let's be honest, the players are always going to tell you that it's out on the other team, so you can't really trust the players. Take me through that process there with the challenge that went your way, and that was a huge play.
Yeah, the other night I used it really early in the first half, but those sometimes we want to think about like the value, right? So on a goaltend call, like if you're right or you get that one, it's worth more because you're getting points. So sometimes we factor that part of it in, and that's why we went early. 5 minutes to go. I usually hang on to the timeouts for the end of the game. So, it just felt like at that moment we just needed the ball back, and Jonas Simmons, all our GAs on the review, did a great job, got it quick, and he was confident in it. So we just went with it, and fortunately, we were right and got the ball back, and that was a big play in the game.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you said, you contested. I don't know that they got many open looks at all in the last few minutes when it became a one-possession game there. And to be honest, you didn't really get many good looks either. It's just the fact that your guy, your freshman, Hall, like a step-back 18-footer from the baseline, you don't see that shot taken much in college anymore. So for a freshman to make that shot, you were holding a one-point lead, but to give you that separation and a three-point lead from a freshman, speak about that play, what no timeout called, you're just going. What did you see there, and talk about the stones that it took for Hall to make that shot?
Yeah, I don't like to use timeouts to just get the ball in the guy's hands who's already got it, right? So, he's capable of closing games. He's a really good player, regardless of age, obviously, and so he's a guy we trust late in the game, and he's delivered for us before. He just wound it down. Honestly, we were a little late to the screen, so he just had to do it all by himself. But we gave him the whole side of the floor. he able to get enough depth where, you know, he got his shoulder on more and created enough separation. You know, he's a big-time shot maker, and we just have a lot of confidence and trust in him at all times, but in particular late in the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Coach, let me get you out of here with one more. As you mentioned, not your best week last week, and now you got to make a daunting road trip here. They've already knocked off Boise, Utah State, and San Diego State at home. Take me inside like the locker room in the last few days of practice after the loss to Boise Saturday. The leadership, what you saw at practice, how were the guys? Obviously, they responded with a ridiculous first 15 minutes tonight. But what did you see leading into the game here that kind of gave you the hope that you guys could pull this one off?
Yeah, we're just proud of our guys. Like, it says a lot about their character and their toughness, because those are disappointing, right? Those are disappointing results coming in. You know, and it's funny. Like, we try to stay even keeled. I tell our guys all the time, you're never as good as you feel when you win. You're never as bad as you feel when you lose. Like, reality's in the middle. We want to live in that reality. You know, on Saturday, we did all the things we want to do in terms of rebound margin, turnover margin, points in the paint. We won all of those areas and lost the game. Tonight was the other way. We lost all the areas and found a way. So, you know, that's basketball a little bit. And, you know, our style forces a lot of jump shots. So there's some variance involved. We live with that. We understand it. And I think our guys are bought into just trying to play the next play, compete every single time, and be consistent. And you know, we believe in our team and our ability to be in a good position at the end if we can continue to do that.
Yeah, well, it's about the process, and the process for you guys has been great all year. So, Coach, congratulations on a big win tonight. And on top of that, I'm sure you guys are thrilled. You got a few extra days off here with the kind of off for day or bye, whatever you want to call it, coming up this weekend. So I'm sure they'll enjoy that. Go celebrate with your team, and thanks for taking a few minutes out of your post game to join us here on another night in Mountain West.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate what you do for the league.
No problem, Coach. Thanks. Take care. We'll talk to you again.
Have a good one.
You too.